Hello everybody, Papa Blue Shirt here. It's a real exciting day today. Got my new goggles on. No, that's not why. It's an exciting day today because I'm gonna take this bike over 15,000 miles. Finally. Let's take a look at it here. I'm talking about my old blue, my H8. As you've probably seen, I went over 18,000 miles with my Jumbo, and so I decided to go back to this and see how many miles I can get on this before I get my new bike. So we're going to try to get this, try to approach the other miles. I don't know if I'll make it because my new bike will probably come in before I get there, but it's kind of funny because it's been so cold out. You don't go as far with these batteries when it's really cold. And so I put this other battery on here, and I got like 8 or 9 miles away, and I happen to think, oh, that's not even plugged in. I forgot I didn't have a splitter on here, so I just threw the splitter on here. It was no big deal because all I had to do was unplug here and plug the other one in. But I don't like to have to do that because when they're hooked up, together, you can go a lot farther than you can when you switch them because it switches back and forth and it makes the batteries run real efficient. So I like to, whenever I can, have them be split with a splitter, and it works really good that way. But here's our miles, 14,986. And I think I hold the record for the longest of leaving Nissan. I never took off my screen protector. Old habit of mine. I have old TVs that that are 20 years old and still have that on there. It'd probably drive some people nuts, but I guess I'm a little OCD there. But anyways, there's the bike. Here's what she looks like. She's looking really good, old blue. And I couldn't have picked a better day for this ride because it's about 58 degrees. Having temperatures down to like 8 or 9 degrees. This is a welcome. I probably overdressed today. You get so used to dressing a certain way. I even went back to these gloves here, so hopefully I won't regret that. But we're gonna fall over my bike here. We're gonna do this 15,000 mile ride, and I'll get some footage for you. And yeah, as you see, I got 3 batteries on there, and I was really surprised because, I thought maybe adding that would make the bike handle a lot different. But with this one in the front here, it just kind of balances it out, and it works really good. Once I get my leg over, I have the habit of hitting this with my knee, but once I get my knee over and I start to ride, I forget that the other battery's even back there. So that's really nice. Even warm enough for Mama to come.
Yeah, I come out yesterday too. It was warm.
Yeah. I love you.
I love you.
Yeah, I'm going on my 15,000 mile ride. Oh boy, this feels nice today. It's gonna rain tomorrow though, so gonna get 3 inches of rain, so be no ride tomorrow, but at least I can get my 15,000 mile ride in today. Yeah, I was gonna fix my driveway today, but since it's gonna rain tomorrow, I'll just wait till it destroys it again and then I'll fix it all at once. I wonder if they'll be eating on this deer. This deer's been up here for months, and they ate on it for a while, and I'm hoping they get it all ate up before spring, or it's gonna stink. There's some birds eating on it today. Eat that bad boy up. Slowly going away. There's a skunk there too. It was in the middle of the road yesterday. Someone threw it off. But it don't stink, so that's good. Yeah, I wonder if my little doggy will be in there. Got this little fat doggy up here. Likes to think it's gonna beat me. But I don't know if it'll be out here today. Don't see it. Nope. Little fat, chubby dog tries to run. A little bit windy today, so hopefully this DJI mic will pick up real nice. You can see here, I come through here the other day and this whole area was on fire. Got in my car and come back, and Amish guy and his boy was out there. They were beating it out with a stick, so I figured, well, they got it under control. So yeah, one time I rode down in the bottoms over there and the whole thing was on fire, and I said, whoa. You know what, it was really windy and there wasn't anyone around. And I thought, man, I need to do something. So I made a beeline home and had the wife call 911, and we spent the afternoon out there watching them put the fire out. I'll try to link to that if I remember. The whole area was on fire, whole field, big giant field. Yeah, I will say I put flat out in these tires, and I put too much in, I think. Going forward, I think I'm only going to put maybe a squirt in. Yeah, they say supposed to put like 8 ounces in, I think, and each pump is an ounce. But I'm going to be doing some things with the Ultraverse. I got some Ultraverse tire liners. When I get my new bike, I'm going to install those and see how they act and see if they affect my speed any. But you know, even though it's 58 degrees, you get out here in the wind and it still feels a little cool. Yeah, running 35 miles an hour, you just gets a little cool. But this will be 38,000 miles on a Philodo e-bike. I think that's pretty good for a budget e-bike. You know, this ain't those kind of bikes you spend $8,000 or $10,000 for. Oh, but it's been nice. 15,000 miles. Up here, my little dog is gonna run alongside me here. No, I guess not. That's weird, he usually runs alongside me. Yeah, the wind's a little cold on my face. I know. Us guys from the south are wimps. For some reason, when I got it in cruise, whenever I hit a bump, it kind of hesitates, like it's not getting a good connection or something. I don't know what that's about. This bike only has to last me for another month about. I got my eye on a bike. Got another one that's gonna be coming. So leave your comment down below on what kind of bike you think I'm gonna get. I think getting 15,000 miles out of a bike that costs around $1,000, not too shabby. Not too shabby if you ask me. I'd venture to say probably most people have the H8 who watch my channel, probably a higher number, especially since I've been doing those videos for so long. And I do have some eco-trick people who watch me. Of course some jumbo, but you know, the jumbo's for those intense riders who really like to ride a lot. Anyways, put your comment down below on what bike you think I'm gonna get. Supposed to be here around the 15th of next month, but I have my doubts. Ooh, look out, squirrel. Kind of freaked me out there for a second. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit more sparing on my flat out, because on my jumbo it didn't do as much of a hit on the speed, but on the H8, boy, it really did a number. I don't know, maybe I put more in. Yeah, when you have a flat, you kind of think, man, I need to put that stuff in everything, make sure there's enough in there, because you don't want to have a flat again. But in about 50,000 miles, I'm gonna hit 2 flats, so not really something that happens that often. I've learned that you for sure want to bring your keys to your batteries, because if you do have a flat, these bikes are sure a lot lighter when you take the batteries off, especially when you got 3 like I do. So you can take all the batteries off, then the bike's a little easier to handle. throw it in the back of the car, you know. I try to keep a little hand pump. I actually got a little can of flat out on this one too, just in case. Don't like having flats. Well, we're about 6 miles away from the big milestone. Yeah, how many of you ride all year round? I actually ride all year round, and when you go from hot to cold to hot, it's hard sometimes to get your gear exactly how you want it. But I would say that I definitely got my money's worth out of the H8. You know, and people talk about, well, the H8 doesn't have a full suspension, you know. Unless you're going to be jumping hills that really don't matter a whole lot. You know, this one actually rides better than my Jumbo does. And the Jumbo has full suspension. But the Jumbo is, the full suspension is all the way just here or there, you know, there's no adjustment to it. Where the next one I'm getting, you can adjust it. So that's gonna be nice. Yeah, I finally did put rear brakes on this. I had the rear wheel off to change the tire, and I thought, you know, I might as well just change it while I'm here, you know. It still had some on there, but my Jumbo, I got over 18,000 miles on it, and I still got the original brakes. And on both bikes, I still have the original chains. When I first got my Eco Trick, I used chainsaw oil, you know, bar lube, and I figured, hey, if it works for chainsaw, it should work for a bike. Bad mistake. It was horrible. It got my wheel just full of oil and grime and just horrible. And the most important thing, it didn't really protect anything. I think I wore out my chain at around 5,000 miles. And my freewheel. So that started me looking for a belt drive bike, you know, because I didn't want to be doing that every 5,000 miles. And then I found a lube, a super lube, and that solved all my problems. This one here, I had to change the freewheel, if you remember, at 10,000 miles, which was last Christmas. And it was one that I put on. But on my Jumbo, I oiled the freewheel on the inside before I put it on there. I think it made a difference, because I'm over 18,000 miles on it and it's still going strong. So that little $8 bottle of oil sure has paid off. Well, the other day I was riding, I was just having myself a time. It was like I was 16 again, and then I turned around to go home and I realized that I had a really strong backwind, and boy, it was rough getting back home. Even with all-wheel drive, I could only get it up to about 15 miles an hour. That old dog don't even come after me no more. This is where I almost got hit by someone backing out of their driveway. She backed up and stopped at the end of her driveway, so I thought she saw me, and she kept right on coming. I had to go way across the street and almost in the field by the mailbox there to keep from getting hit. And the bad part of it is I don't even think she ever noticed. She never even knew she'd done it. She passed me up like nothing was happening. Well, we got a pretty good headwind here. Yeah, when we get to the end here, I'll talk a little bit about the differences of the Jumbo and the H8. Being that I've ridden each of them for over 15,000 miles, I think I could probably have a little bit of experience in that area. Let you know the main differences. Well, 14,998, we're getting pretty close now. Yeah, after riding all these miles, I can say I would much rather be hot than cold. At least when you're hot, you sweat a little bit, and the wind blowing, you can get cooled off a little bit. When it's really cold, there's nothing you can do. Well, there it is. 15,000 miles. Yeah. 15,000 miles on my H8. Oh, that's so sweet. From a guy who could hardly walk and has a hard time walking now. 15,000 miles. Not too shabby for this old man. Yeah, not too shabby for this old man. You know, I still ride my Eco Trick down from the house to the shop because it's too hard for me to walk, so. For all of you who say you're just trying to stroke your ego and all that kind of stuff, all I say to you is, I'm just trying to stay active. I don't want to end up being a 85-year-old couch potato. I get old, I'm going to go out, and I'm going to go out fighting, let me tell you. Didn't look too promising earlier in the year. I was in so much pain. But we worked through that pain, and now 15,000 miles. 15,001 miles. Yeah. That is so sweet. That is so sweet. I love it. So those of you, there's that vacant house again. For those of you who are just starting your H8 journey, or you've been on it for a little while and don't feel intimidated by the miles, just ride to your capability. That's all that matters. Who cares what anybody else thinks? But that should give you a little bit more confidence that your H8 should last a while. Yeah, up here, about a month and a half ago, I found a crescent wrench in the middle of the road. It was a Craftsman. It was all looked like it was brand new almost. I stuck it in my drink holder. I left it there for a couple days, figuring, hey, I might need it for something, fix my bike or something. And one day I looked down and it was gone. So it bounced out. I never saw it. I never saw it again. Yeah, I was coming the other way through here once, and this guy in a truck, he hops out with a rake. I thought, oh man, what's going on? There was a snake in the road. It was a copperhead. He said if there was any other snake, he would have let it go, but being that it was right in front of that house where the people live, he didn't feel good about letting the snake go across the road there. So he got out and he killed it. So I was like, I'm fairly alarmed here. Oh, this feels like a nice day to break 15,000 miles. Yeah, when it's really cold, I try to ride the temperature. If it's 18 degrees, I try to ride 18 miles. If it's 25, I try to ride 25 miles. 15 miles. So I guess when it's 0, I stay home, right? Yeah, when it gets that cold, I'd be looking for excuses. But I have went when it's been that cold. You learn very fast that any exposed skin, you're gonna be in trouble. So you really gotta dress warm. Yeah, it kind of feels weird today because I usually ride with my music in my ears. I have this hat that has Bluetooth, and I can play music in my ears. I actually have some that fit over my ears, but when it's cold like this and I put my hat and stuff over top of it to keep my ears warm, it kind of pushes on it and hurts my ears. So my daughter bought me a hat with the Bluetooth in it. It's really worked out really good. I didn't know how I would like it, but it works nice. Yeah, kind of windy today, but a lot warmer than it has been. Got a flash flood watch. Supposed to get 3 inches of rain, so we'll see how that turns out. But lately I've been trying to ride about 40 miles. That's about, when it's cold, that's about as confident I get with these batteries. Get a good 20 miles, out of each of them, for sure. I have one newer battery and the other 2 are old. So I'm sure they're not anywhere near what they were when they were brand new. But since I'm going to be getting a new bike, I don't want to buy another battery. Because just maybe my new bike will be a different voltage. I don't want to give it away, so you'll have to wait and see. Well, we'll go this way. This way's got a really steep hill going up this way. Going the other way, I can get over 40 miles an hour. Leave your comment down below what kind of bike you think I'm going to get. Be interesting if anyone gets it right. Yeah, I will say when I switched from the Jumbo to this felt really weird at first again. It's got the longer crank arms than my Jumbo does. But by my second ride, I was pretty much used to it. It doesn't have as big a chain ring either. I think it's like a 56 if I remember right. And my Jumbo had a 60 on it with the shorter crank, so you can really tell it when you go from one to the other. I actually already ordered and have in my possession the shorter cranks to go on my new bike because I know they ain't gonna have the right one on there. One of my pet peeves about these bikes is they make them so you can go 35 miles an hour, but they don't put a big enough chain ring or a freewheel on there so you can actually stay in the pedals without having to pedal like a maniac. It's a pretty easy switch. And in case you're interested, you don't even have to change the chain. I don't spend a whole lot of time in the really low gears anyways. I think I could probably get by with 2 speeds if I had to. So I took the triple off the front of this. I never used it. When I put the bigger chain ring on, I couldn't get to it anyways because the derailleur in the front didn't have enough room to get to it. And I said, I don't use it anyway, so I just cut it off of there. And haven't missed it. But then since then, I put a different chain ring on too. So I will say that my H8 has felt the miles a little bit more than the Jumbo did. The Jumbo was still going really strong, but whereas the H8, it's beginning to feel its age a little bit. But maybe I was harder on it or something. Yeah, I rode the H8 last year until about, I think, March. Then I got the Jumbo in. And I put, like I said, over 18,000 miles on it. I still had time to come back and put more miles on this before the year was up. So I guess you could say that I'm a pretty avid bike rider. Yeah, I rode this in the snow the other day, but in the south, the snow don't hang around for too long. Usually a couple of weeks. Then toward the end of January, things start to warm up a little bit. I don't care about your fancy car. I just don't want to be hit by something. You ever notice people have expensive cars when they go by, they look at you to see if you're looking at them? It's okay, you can have cars, I don't care. Me, I'd rather have the money. I'd take that money and buy a lot of e-bikes. I probably drove a couple 100 miles in the car last year. And even with me and my wife driving the car, both of us, I put way more miles on my e-bikes than we do on the car. And so they last forever. Yeah, I took my old car that I bought like 20 years ago and I use it for a truck. Whew, but that was a bump. Only holding on with one hand, that was kind of scary. A bunch of St. Bernards. There's a food bag in the ditch there. I was just thinking, I wonder how much it costs to feed them, and looked over there and there was an empty 50-pound food bag. Yeah, I hope my camera works today. Something keeps popping up on my camera. I don't have my glasses, I can't read it. I love old people. Real nice day to be riding today though. Well, there's where we're at now. 15,014. And I made the turn and headed back toward the house. Really nice ride today. Yeah, we had our big flood. This was all underwater. All the way across here. About 4 feet deep, I think, through here. And you can see how far down the water is there. So it had to come up a lot. Needless to say, I didn't ride down here then. A lot of the roads were blocked because they were flooded. Right, well, we made her back. 41 and a half miles. Took me an hour and 33 minutes. Always takes me longer when I'm recording. 15,028. So, let's take a look. So you can see, I can't put no bigger chain ring on there. I might be able to get a couple more teeth on there, but pretty much the right size there. So, I will say, got these Heba Allscape tires on here. These have been really, really well. Be quiet, bird. So I am getting a new bike here real soon, so stay tuned so you know which one it is. And will we be able to get to 19,000? Like my jumbo is almost there. We'll see here. But I would say I already got my money's worth out of this. And I just put this on here like this temporarily because I imagine I'll be pulling that off and putting that on my new bike. So as you can see, I got one down there too. And in order to get the 3 batteries on there. I do like this here external batteries like this because they're easier to replace. On the jumbo, I never had to change the interior battery, but the integrated battery. But it's a bigger deal, costs a lot more. Where these, you can get these on sale sometime. So, and as you can see, you can put 3 batteries on there. On my jumbo, I had it set up so you could put a 4th one. Actually, on that one, it's the 5th. Because they had, the jumbo has one here, one integrated, and then I added one here, and then I had 2 spots in the back. But that's about as far as my butt can handle. So, anyways. So I don't know what bike we're going to come up with next. Actually, I do know. I just ain't going to tell you. Let it be a surprise. But we'll be getting our new bike here real soon, and we'll see if we can get this one up to 18,000 something like the other one, and see if we can get that done before it gets here. I don't know. There's not going to be enough time probably. So put your comment down below what you think my new bike is going to be, and we'll see if anyone gets it right. Alrighty, well, thanks for riding with me today. This is Papa Blue Shirt. Goodbye, good luck, and may the good Lord take a liking to you.
Goodbye, good luck, and may the good Lord take a liking to you, liking to you, liking to you, liking to you, liking to you.